So we've been talking about this from an idealistic standpoint, right? Like, oh, we gotta be better friends and all this other stuff. If we talking about relationships and we talking about brotherhood and accountability, your homeboy is cheating in his relationship. You know it, right? And I'm not saying we got to get into other people's relationships, right? But if it is brought to you in some way, what do you
Mhm.
do with that information?
I mean, you gotta talk with the bro. It's not an easy conversation. And I think what I've learned is that my approach is never to I'm not trying to convince you of anything because I feel like we both I don't have to tell you that you're wrong, more than likely. You're aware that what you're doing. You
Right.
know. You either just want to get a pass, don't want it to be brought up or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think even like the best man finds himself in a spot of I'm I'm telling you as your homie, you wrong. You still grown as hell and gonna do whatever you want to do. But I'm letting you know as your homie, you're you wrong. Now that may not mean nothing. That may not change your mind. But that's how I feel. Now, granted, depending on the layers of everything, and not saying that there's a certain threshold where it matters more, but it could be a situation where maybe the relationship being, I got a relationship with, his partner. Like maybe that's close friend, maybe that's like little sis, whatever. It might be a space where I'm like, yo, that ain't my thing to be in. But if this is what you gonna
Right.
do, something's gonna change on my end type of deal. It may come down to that. But again, I think it's just about being willing to say something and willing to have a conversation. Because I always believe that it's not like I don't I am also a man. So I'm not saying that I do not necessarily understand how you came up with that in your mind.
Right.
I got how you came up with that. I get it. But however, that aside, this is wrong type of deal. It's all about you being willing to speak up, but then I think it also comes down to, is that person, is your friend, brother, whatever, are they willing to listen? Does it mean anything for you to say, hey, I feel like you should change this. I think this is wrong. You should do something differently, XYZ. And also not taking whatever they do personal, because you could have said something and it may not be that what you said didn't mean something to them,
Hmm.
but they doing what they doing for whatever that reason is. And that reason may not have nothing to do with you as a
Right.
homie, but you did your job. But they ultimately still got to handle whatever it is they handle it internally that's affecting whatever they do and that's affecting their situation. So I don't know if there's a 100% perfect way to approach it in a situation like that, but you should speak up and you should at least hope that if nothing else, you did your part by telling your homie how you felt. Not that it's supposed to change everything, but you did your part by trying to hold him accountable, type of
Right.
deals.
Yeah,
So
no, my mama used to say, that's your little red wagon. You the one got to push and pull it, right? So that's your life, that's your choices. It ain't got shit to do with me. However, you were bringing things around me. So in the context of cheating, right? So now I'm cool with you because you're my brother. Now either, by association or mutual relationship, whatever, I'm cool with your partner too. But now you bringing some random around, and I'm like, oh, who is this? And you're like, oh, don't worry about it. That's nah, now you include me in your dirt. Don't taint me.
yeah, I wasn't around. Don't know. Hey, don't
Yeah.
use me as an alibi. And so that's funny too. Have you ever lied for?
General, or I mean,
No, not in general. Like in a situation where you don't know nothing, you're oblivious, but you kind of put on the spot to protect your homie.
mhm.
Have you protected the homie? Have you protected the bro in a situation like that?
I'm trying to think if I've been in that situation, and I probably have to some extent, but the way I see it, ain't my business to tell, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not probably gonna say the truth. I don't know.
what the middle ground
I
is.
don't know what the middle ground of that is, but like no, I even said this last night to somebody. I'm not gonna lie, but I will delay the truth.
That's a very that is a
That
very you thing.
that is a very me thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I will delay the truth. You ask me a question, I bob and weave real quick, like, and I'm just be like, that's a conversation y'all need to have something that put it
Yeah.
off of me because what I'm not gonna do is get caught up in the middle. Now, I ain't never been in no throuple. I don't want to be in one. It's too many things to have to deal with. It's already a family of squirrels in my head that I got to keep up with. Now I got this other person and their problems. What? I ain't doing it. So yeah, I'm a cautiously remove myself from that because I will cross my T's and dot my I's and make sure that I'm not gonna get caught in the crossfires or whatever you got going on. Because if the say this is the cheating scenario, if the partner comes in and asks questions, they may be asking questions out of speculation, or they may just be having conversation. But because I know more and I say something, now they can put, you know, dots together in stories, and you ain't gonna be like, Donald said you was out here cheating. Donald ain't said nothing. Donald don't have lips.
Talk about Pamela James, HC Jack.
I go in witness protection in a minute, but no, I don't know if I have. I definitely haven't put my friend out there in that previous situation, but I will Homer Simpson that situation real quick.
You stupid. But no, and honestly, like even when it like even like from the friendship aspect, like I'm not gonna throw you under the bus.
Right,
However, don't expect me to just like, hey, I ain't gonna make you like no saint either now. You know what I mean? Like he not this. But if you want to talk about this, then you should talk to him. like, hey, I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna let nothing, ain't nothing crazy finna be said about you,
right,
But especially if it come to me and you, now listen, now they can't. Now people can't talk about my sister, but I can talk about my like basically that whole
mhm,
principle. So, but also different strokes for different folks. Like everybody don't operate even from that standpoint for whatever the
yeah,
reason may be. So just kind of depend on how that relationship develops over time. Like friendships do change and it may not always be malicious, but sometimes the amount that people are down for you or the amount that people are willing to be there for you changes. And that means you might have to adjust. And that kind of goes back to a episode we had a while back that just talked about the spectrum of grief, like in relation to friendships. But like it just happens and it is not always the easiest to navigate, but it's something you got to navigate, either way. So yeah, but cheers to us being accountable friends.
absolutely. Don't have me out here looking stupid. That is a pet peeve of mine. I do not like to look stupid. Like just to be left in the wind and like blindsided unnecessarily about some stuff. Don't do it. So if you put me in a situation like that, now I want to fight. Like now I'm upset because this did not need to happen that way. So your secrets are safe with me. From you have heard it here first. Your secrets are safe with me. But know that your secrets are not safe. That is a minefield of knowledge, right? I ain't gonna tell it to nobody, but you need to fix it.
Your secrets are safe with me, but your secrets are not safe.
Mm-mm.
Hey man, say man, if y'all don't get it, then it's just not for y'all to get. Simple as that.